right, gang, we're wrapping up Christmas with the Christmas Crons. We're here. The D Train, D Slay, I guess. What do you want to do? Daniel Ehrenberg. It's still December. It's post Christmas. I live in Las Vegas now. It's early here. And 3 hours behind me in Alabama, hanging out with Janelle Monáe in one of her characters, is Logan.
All right, one, I'm definitely ahead of you now in time. And two, can we go one episode without talking about how I'm from Alabama?
No, that's the most interesting thing about you.
That's my least favorite thing about me.
I know. It's a shame how that works, right?
Yeah, let's not do it all the time.
You want me to you want to hide the fact that you're from Alabama?
I mean, there are 50 other episodes people can listen to and learn about it, but I want to go 1 week where it's not the first thing we talk about.
Really? All right. Next week, we'll start the new year fresh. I won't talk about Alabama.
All right, great.
Yeah, that's a deal. All right, today we're talking these Santa movies. We piped in with Knives Out and Glass Onion over the weekend. I hope you enjoyed that little bonus. But now we're going to talk about Kurt Russell. He's Santa Claus in these two great films.
Should we have moved on from Christmas? Do you think we made a mistake?
No, we fucked this up.
Yeah, well, by big time. Like, we did Best Man before this when we could have done that with the show. We've messed, we're too late on this.
Yeah.
But we did Glass Onion on time. We did great.
That was great. Yeah, we nailed that one. And I don't know. I finished Best Man, the final chapters, gang. So check out that bonus soon.
What? That's a whole episode?
I don't know. You want me to just do an update here?
I haven't watched any of it, so you may as well just tell us.
No, you're watching the pilot. I told you.
All right. Stay tuned for Hey, I'm watching here.
No, we're doing an episode.
All right.
It'll be like a half hour. Leave me alone.
Okay.
But today there are two movies where Kurt Russell is Santa Claus and Goldie Hawn, his real life wife, is Mrs. Claus, and they are the Christmas Chronicles.
Did you know about that, by the way?
I did, when I looked it up on IMDb.
I almost said it in one episode. I was like, you got Kurt Russell, you got Gold, and I stopped myself because I didn't want to spoil you because that was a big moment in the movie. But
yeah, that first one is a surprise at the end of the first one. And then she's all over the second one.
But they do hint at it a few times. He's like, if you ever meet Mrs. Claus, he keeps talking about Mrs. Claus. Yeah. So when you watch it, you're like, is that going to be Goldie Hawn? Like, it is in the back of your mind, I feel like.
Let me ask you a question. If they make a third one of these movies,
I don't think
and Kate Hudson isn't in it, does that mean she doesn't talk to her family anymore?
You think she wants to be in this?
No, I don't, but it seems like a real family affair. Her brother and both of her fucking parents are in it.
Yeah, I didn't know if you would have caught that or not, but yeah.
What do you mean? You think I'm not catching Oliver Hudson, my least favorite Dawson's Creek character in history?
Well, I didn't know about that, but yeah, I thought
that was a chance. Eddie. He fucking dated Joey for a season. I was out on him immediately.
Yeah, I didn't know about all that.
That piece of shit, man. He was like... He had a scholarship to the school they were at, and he was like a bartender, so he's like, I'm blue collar, I don't have time for all this bougie shit. And he was such he had a chip on his shoulder. I hated that character.
Wow.
Or a life preserver like Marty McFly. History? What?
Is that your least favorite character in television?
No, there's got to be ones I dislike more.
Yeah, like who?
That's a good question. I'll think about it.
All right.
Yeah. All right. We're discussing Christmas Crons, and I'm about to do stats. So this film came to us November 22nd, 2018 on Netflix. Right? Did you watch it?
I watched it, yeah.
You watched it when it came out?
I mean, not like the day probably, but around
the morning. Yeah. You were you stayed up till midnight to watch
it. Yeah.
I had no interest. I thought I'd never watch it because I didn't think there'd be a sequel.
Why? That didn't interest you? Kurt Russell, Santa Claus?
Hearing about it, I felt bad for Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell playing Santa Claus in a Netflix movie? That sounds so sad to me. But actually watching it, He's so committed. Like, it just seems like he's starring in a movie that a lot of people watched. So, like, I don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah, he sings a whole song in the middle of it. Got
In
his
both of
wife
them.
involved in both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And he performed with Little Steven from the Bruce Springsteen's East Street Band.
I think you're gonna say from The Sopranos.
Well, yeah, he's also the Silvio.
Did you know all those people were all in the same group?
Yeah, they're all like Little Steven's side project.
Yeah, it's like the Disciples or something like that.
Yeah, the disciples of Little Steven. Jesus Christ. How much fucking ego do you have to name your band?
Yeah, it's like I was watching
Disciples?
Jesse and the Rippers for a second. That's what I was thinking.
Are you kidding me? The Rippers is a way cooler name.
You think so?
Jesse and the Rippers? If I went to see a band and they were called Jesse and the Rippers, like if I went to see a band like the opening act was Jesse and the Rippers, I'd perk up a little. Let me see what this is like.
I'm not arguing that's a bad title. That's a great band name, Jesse and the Rippers.
Incredible. So our director for this film is a fellow by the name of Clay Kaitis. He came in 4th place in Survivor Thailand. No, I just made that up.
That's a different Clay Jordan, right?
Yeah, I think I can't believe you know that.
That's right.
Clay Kaitis. He got his start as a Disney animator.
Oh, see, when I did Tangled, I saw Tangled on somebody's.
Yeah, he worked for Disney for like 20 years, and that like culminated in Tangled. And
which you'll be watching soon.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I have to watch that in a couple days. But he left because he got the opportunity to direct the Angry Birds movie.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Say no to that?
I don't think so.
No.
Is that the greatest video game movie?
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I feel like I can't really say that. But what about Pixels?
Neither.
You and Tim liked Pixels.
Listen, the best video game movie of all time. Let's say it together: Resident Evil 4
Resident
Afterlife.
Evil 4 Afterlife.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I got you.
And I mean, maybe the original Super Mario Brothers. I like that a lot too.
What about the newest Mortal Kombat? That was really good.
I hated that. But I did like that Tomb Raider with
what about Sonic? People like Sonic.
That was bad, dude.
The new Sonic the Hedgehog.
That.
You probably gave that 3 stars.
Jim Carrey's fun in it.
I don't know what you gave it, but you probably liked it.
I gave it a 2.
That's not that bad.
It's not a 1, I guess.
I feel like Tim probably gave it 4. Tim really liked them.
Well,
both of them.
Tim is like one of these dumb people though that thinks Sonic is like a better character than Mario.
Are you holding off on the second one, or you already watched the second one?
I'm holding off on it for the pod.
Okay.
You think I'm not interested in Knuckles showing up? I am.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, if you had already seen it, that would have been the true sign that you liked the first one.
An incredible echidna. One of the best. One of our best echidnas in film.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So Clay Kaitis, after Angry Birds, he got this opportunity, the Christmas Chronicles. And then he got offered to direct a sequel, and he turned it down, baby. He was like, let me move on with my career. I've got bigger and better things to do. So he directed that new Christmas Story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which seems like a, pretty parallel move to me.
They got that kid back.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's an adult now. Once, like, a kid is an adult actor, you get him to do anything. Like, they could probably get Macaulay Culkin to do a new Home Alone if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he'd just have to take a break from his Velvet Underground cover band where he changed all the lyrics to be about pizza.
And from hanging out with Brenda Song. I don't know. It would take a lot of money for me to leave doing that.
That's true. He's married to Brenda Song.
Oh, yeah.
That is impressive.
It is impressive, yeah. Well, I think he was with somebody else impressive before her also.
He was married to, like, Rachel Miner for a long time. That was, like, a person. Oh, wasn't he with Mila Kunis for a long time?
Mila Kunis, was that it?
I think maybe.
I don't know.
I think Mila Kunis's man career is, like, she fucked Ashton Kutcher when she was, like, 14 years old. Mm-hmm. And then she lied about it and said they didn't fuck until she was 18. And then she fucked Macaulay Culkin for a while and then went back to fucking Ashton Kutcher.
Surely that's not all of it.
I think that's her life. This is your life, Mila Kunis.
Do you think it's weird that they're coming back for that 70s show movie or TV show?
I think it's crazy, and I think it's crazy that they're just not gonna have Hyde in it, and we're just not gonna acknowledge that.
Or you think he should be in it?
No, I
Or they
think
should acknowledge it, or they
you.
shouldn't make the show?
I think maybe you don't do it without that character. He's important.
All right. But aren't they like don't the people that come back for these shows? They usually come back because they need money or something, and aren't they like really rich though?
Kutcher and Kunis they're just doing it for their pals. I bet like they got the offer and they were like, listen, we can't turn this down. We're still friends with Wilmer Valderrama. We got to help that guy out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's fucked up though that in the new show they're going to have Mila Kunis be with Ashton Kutcher. Because if you watch that 70s show, at the end of it, she's with Wilmer Valderrama.
No, that's how it ends?
Yeah.
I did not know that. It's kind of absolutely. Yeah. I forgot she was with all three of them. She's with Hyde too. She
fucked them all, man. The only reason she ended up with Wilmer Valderrama is because he was the only one that was like still a regular by the end.
No, I thought only Topher Grace left.
No, Kutcher started doing only half.
Maybe I stopped watching that show.
Yeah, man. Everyone did. I stuck with it to the bitter end.
Was that guy's name Randy? They got a new character, Randy.
Yeah, Seth Meyers' his brother.
I kind of liked him, I'll be honest.
He's okay. Yeah. There are worse additions to that show than Randy.
Okay.
All right.
Like Stephen Hyde's record store owner dad or whatever?
Yeah, actually. That was a pretty bad storyline. And his sister, his like hot black sister, Angie.
I liked her.
Well, I liked her because she was like hot.
Yeah.
All right. So Clay Cadis, Christmas Master.
Mm-hmm.
He's with us. And another Christmas Master is the writer of this film, Matt Lieberman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, us Jews, we're taking a lot of stick right now, all right? We're taking a lot of anti-Semitism on the chin right now. But you motherfuckers can't even write your own Christmas movies.
Did the Coens write Bad Santa, or they just produced it?
I think they have a writing credit on that.
Okay, so this is like Bad Santa a little bit.
This is you don't do anything for yourselves. You shit on us all over the place, but then when it's time to make a Christmas movie, you give us a call. We don't know how to write. Can you make us a Santa movie? I'm too busy praying to my Lord and Savior. Fucking morons.
They did not write it. Glenn Ficarra and John Requa wrote it, so
they have a story credit, I believe.
I don't see it, but
I'm pretty sure. But this fella, Matt Lieberman, this great Jew, he's written so many films in the last few years. This guy's been on fire, okay?
Yeah.
Listen to this. This is just since 2018.
Yeah, I noticed it too.
He's written Christmas Chronicles, the first Addams Family animated movie, Playing with Fire with John Cena, okay? Scoob, the Scooby-Doo reboot. They should call it Scooboot. No, that's bad.
Terrible.
All right. Then Christmas Chronicles 2. He wrote Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. And he wrote Rumble, that movie that's like wrestling, but with like dragons.
Yeah, is that The Rock? Who's that?
No, I don't think so.
Is that a wrestler? Is that John Cena?
It says Will Arnett and Terry Crews are in it.
Okay, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of that bull movie, Fernando. Is that?
Oh, hey, there are some wrestlers in this. Look, Axehammer, played by Rebecca Quinn, a.k.a. Becky Lynch. And Ramarilla is played by Joe Anoa'i. Do you know who that is?
No.
A little fella named Roman Reigns. The tribal chief. Listen, wait, hang on. Let me take a second. I acknowledge my tribal chief. Okay, I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah, I just needed to acknowledge him. Okay.
Oh, that movie's called Ferdinand.
Yeah, the bull movie. I remember that.
That was called Fernando. My bad.
That's okay. Fernando's the guy that Billy Crystal used to play on SNL in the 80s, whose catchphrase was, "It's marvelous, marvelous."
Yeah, I'm sure that was a good character.
That was a classic character by the great Jew, Billy Crystal. All right. Let's talk about the Christmas Chronicles. This film takes place in Lowell, Massachusetts. All right. I was excited about that. I know that town because there's a Death Cab for Cutie song called Lowell, Massachusetts.
Wow, the whole place. Are they from
Yeah.
there or something? Probably.
No, they're from Washington. I have no idea why they have a song about Massachusetts.
You don't know what the song is about. You never listened to it.
I mean, it's
About
like
a girl from there.
Yeah, I think it's a girl. Probably met a girl from there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but anyway, maybe that should be the outro of this episode.
That okay, perfect.
Yeah. So it starts with we meet this great fam, and we love this family. God, what are their names?
All right, we've got little daughter.
No, the last name. What's the last name?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not really sure.
We don't know. No, we do. The Pierces, because
Oh,
a Pierce always follows it through.
Sees it through, D-Train.
Fuck off.
Come on.
I was close. Yeah, the Pierces. So yeah, give us the names of the characters.
All right, well, we've got, I guess the most important character is the daughter, right? Our POV character.
I hate that she's the most important character, but you're right.
Her name's Katie. They call her Katie Cat.
Katie Cat.
That's what Teddy calls her. Teddy, speaking of Teddy.
Teddy Bear.
Teddy Bear and Katie Cat. It's really stupid, but what are you going to do? That's the brother. So you got Teddy.
I did know a guy named Teddy once, and we used to call him Teddy Bear, and he didn't like it, so...
Yeah, that would be
I did
annoying.
think about that.
And then you've got the mom. What do you know the mom's name, or do we just call her mom?
Kimberly Williams Paisley is the actress. Now, I recognized her. I was like, this lady was in a sitcom. And then I had to look it up, and I realized that what I was recognizing her from was she played Jim Belushi's wife's sister on According to Jim.
Wow. And you're a fan of that show?
No, I'm not, but for some reason that came to me. You know, she also played the bride, I believe, in Father of the Bride.
Okay, all right. Is that a franchise? That's right. That's a franchise, right?
Yeah, but it's an annoying franchise because there's like 2 of them in the 50s and then 2 of them in the 90s.
Okay, you know who I thought she kind of looked like?
Tell me.
The sister from the Banshees of Inisherin, Carrie Condon, was that her name?
Yeah, she looks a little bit like
she's only in
that.
like 2 scenes, but I was like, oh, she looks like that lady.
What do you mean she's only in 2 scenes? The mom?
Yeah, she's like at the beginning, and then she like goes to work the whole movie, and with the kids are gone, and then she comes back at the end.
She made a big impression on me, man. And then she gets hollowed out in that second one with that beautiful Tyrese cock. All right. So whatever. At the beginning of the movie, she's with Oliver Hudson, Eddie from Dawson's Creek. We all know that.
Mm.
He's the least good of all of that family at acting.
Yeah, I would say so. But luckily, he doesn't have to talk.
He's like barely in this movie. That kind of blew
he's the
me
dead
away.
dad.
He's like billed so high.
There's only like 7 people in the movie.
I know, but he's like third billed, and he has like 2 lines.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, I guess that's what happens when you're fucking.
But he does give the most
important
important line. A Pierce always sees it through.
That's true, and that
or
comes
follows
back
it through
even.
if you're D-Train.
Leave me alone. It comes back in the second one. We even meet Oliver Hudson.
Lots of things come back in the second one.
As a kid in the second one.
Yeah, we sure
That
did.
was mind blowing. He looked Jewish to me too.
I kind of like the kid. I thought he was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure that's a Jewish kid.
All right.
Yeah, he was the kid from mid '90s.
Oh, all right.
Like picture the cover of that. That's that kid.
Isn't it like a shoe in the way or something?
No, he's like looking down from above.
Is his shoe in the way or no?
I don't believe his shoe is in the way. You can see his beautiful Jewish face.
All right, I'm looking at the poster.
Yeah.
I misspelled mid. Oh, you're right.
Yeah. All right. But by the time the movie really kicks off, Oliver Hudson's dead already.
Yeah, thank God.
We don't know why for like a long time. But like
I think we kind of assume.
You assume it's something like really nice.
No, because
like
it does
the
start
sweetest dude in
with
the world.
the little kid opening a present, and they're like, "It's a fire truck, just like your daddy." And then he's dead, and I'm like, "All right, well, that dude fucking died in a fire."
Oh, I didn't realize that he was a fireman. I thought
they do say that.
No, they say that he saved people in a fire. He saved strangers in a fire. Okay, but in my head, it was like he was on his way home from work. He saw a burning building, and he just like ran in there selflessly and saved some people.
No, a fireman.
That's less impressive to me. You're just doing your job, and you did it poorly because you died.
Right. That's also
Yeah.
how the DJ Tanner's husband dies in Fuller House. He also dies in a fire.
Oh, you mean Jackie Fuller or whatever?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
Aw.
did the same thing where now her husband's dead, and that's how he died.
Well, I mean, wow. Tragedy really comes in that family.
Oh yeah,
A lot of tragedy.
they had it rough.
Yeah. Did she get advice from her dad about how to deal with being a widow?
I'm sure she did, yeah. Before the show started, we didn't see that part.
We didn't see that part.
After they
That's
played the great music.
Ugh. All right. So Hudson's dead. I guess he was a firefighter. I'm sure he got a hero's funeral. And the kids remain alive.
I guess we should say that he's Goldie Hawn's son.
In real life?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, everyone's related to Goldie Hawn or Kurt Russell in these movies.
I mean, that's not true, but he is.
He is for sure.
And of course, he's Kate Hudson's brother, if you don't know.
Yeah, he looks like Kate Hudson. It's like weird.
I don't think it's that weird.
It's weird when because Kate Hudson was around for a few years when Oliver Hudson showed up, and then when Oliver Hudson first came on Dawson's Creek, he was supposed to be this real heartthrob.
Sort of a good name, Oliver Hudson.
It is
a
good
like
name.
that could be like a movie character or something.
So I was like, that always weirds me out when there's like a hot lady who's like around for a few years, and then they bring out another celebrity who's just like a male version of that.
Yeah,
That's weird. All right. I've still got a cough, gang. I'm sorry. The sister is now 11 when we pick up with
what?
the
Millie
family.
Bobby Brown? Oh, you mean 11 years old?
Pretty good. Man, she's been slutting it up on Instagram lately.
I don't follow her on Instagram. I don't even get on Instagram really.
I've been looking at it more. But she really believes in Santa, like still.
Right. Like she's making a tape for Santa Claus, right?
Yeah. I like how they show Oliver Hudson at the beginning filming them every Christmas, and to show that it's a year apart, they always have the wife say like, "Merry Christmas 2017."
Right. I think it says on the camera too. It says,
I know. It does say it on the camera. Why'd they need to do it in dialogue too? It made it seem lame.
It's like Jen being like, "Hey, it's Jen," and the like the goodbye messages. Like, well, yeah, we see you, Jen.
Oh, are you talking about Big Brother 6?
Big Brother 8. Come on.
Excuse me. I always forget that Jen's on a season I hate because I love Jen so much.
Did we see her get voted out?
Yeah, we did.
I think that might have been the last week.
I think I couldn't handle it once she was gone.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're out there, evil dick, I hope you're not and you're dead. Okay. The son, meanwhile, is not like the daughter. He doesn't believe in Santa, although he kind of does. He lies.
Yeah, he sort of lost it like once. I don't know how many years have passed since the dad's dead. Like how many years has?
I feel like it's been 1 year.
Yeah, I feel like it's really recent, right?
Yeah.
Like the mom is like real torn up, like all the time. She's like, the house isn't decorated. The dad would have done it by now. It seems like she's like, this is year one of things not going right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so this kid's like an outlaw now. He's stealing cars. He's hanging out with like
I couldn't believe he's stealing cars. That's like serious. Like, it's one thing in a movie like this to show that kids become a juvenile delinquent. He's out there like tagging
smoking
walls and shit. Yeah, he's smoking cigarettes, graffitiing. But like, this kid's literally stealing cars.
Yeah, pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
He's also a skateboarder.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's bad.
Yeah.
He's constantly getting kicked out.
We picked that up from his dad from
parks.
mid-90s, right? When he was this age, I'm sure he was a great skateboarder too.
Oliver Hudson?
Right, yeah.
Could have been, man. All right. So basically, they're watching old videos of their dead dad, because that's all they ever do in this family.
Yeah.
And they see an arm.
We also, by the way, learn in the second movie that he starts videoing everything because of the time he met Santa in the airport. And he's like, all right, note to self, remember to bring a camera everywhere you go and film everything. So that's why in the first movie he has all this home video footage.
I would catch that.
Yeah, I guess we needed an explanation for why they have home footage of their
I was
kids.
wondering. I was super wondering the
Yeah.
whole time. Why would they be filming their children on a momentous
Christmas.
day?
Yeah, so stupid.
Mm. So they see an arm on one of these videos. It looks like a Santa Claus arm. And basically, fuck, the daughter is like, listen, help me try and film Santa Claus, and I won't tell mom you're stealing cars.
Yeah, exactly. And he says,
Yeah.
"All right, deal." Well, she catches him. She has a tape. She videos him, and she says,
She's
"I will give
following
it
in her
back to
dad's
you."
filmmaking footsteps. Yeah,
That's right. That's right. You are wondering why she's filming all the time, right? But we don't. But I guess it's because of
They
that. It's in
should have
her
made
DNA.
this a found footage horror Santa.
Yeah, that could have been good.
That would have been great, man.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't have to deal with any of the sequel.
They
Anyway,
have horror sequels all the time.
yeah, I know, but it would have had to stick with the same style.
Yeah, they impossible to repeat the same style again.
Yeah. All right, so they do catch Santa Claus. It's very easy.
Yeah, they go outside and all of his reindeer are parked on the street. They're like, all
Just
right.
like hanging out outside their house.
Yeah,
They
here they
hear
are.
him clomping around on the roof too.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, they go outside. They film Santa doing magic, and they film the reindeers hovering. And then the girl is like, "Yo, I gotta get close to this shit." So she like climbs the house, seemingly really easily. Like she's like a parkour expert,
Right.
and she gets into the sleigh. The brother follows, and then they're hiding behind the big bag of toys, and Santa Claus drives off, and they're like, "Holy shit!"
They're off.
And then what happens is they're really high in the sky, so it's cold out, and I don't know. And then they crash. It sucks.
That played a factor in being cold out.
That's why she taps Santa on the shoulder to ask him if he has a blanket.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And then is that when like his hat comes off and the sack flies out the back and she
That's
falls
right.
off? Everything goes crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. Santa loses his sack.
I do like the part when like they're like the reindeer fly off, right? So then it's like just like the sleigh going down, but then I like when the sleigh turns into like a little plane. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
I like that too. Can I ask you a question about the reindeer?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Rudolph in these movies?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Why is like Dasher and Comet so important? But
At one point in the
Rudolph
sequel, like Dasher passes out, and I'm like, "Don't worry about it. You got another one." Rudolph has a red nose. He's been waiting for his moment.
By the way, they do say at one point there are 8 total. Are there 9 including Rudolph? Or are they just saying
Yes,
he doesn't exist?
Rudolph does not exist in this franchise,
Yeah, okay, that is
which
weird.
pisses me off. He's the most famous reindeer.
Yeah, not even close. Who's even second most famous?
Blitzen.
I don't think so. I think it might be
Blitzen's
Dasher.
huge, man. Dude, there's a Badly Drawn Boy song called Donna and Blitzen.
Yeah, I don't think that means anything.
Maybe that could be the.
When I think of
closing
Blitzen,
music.
I think of football. I think of
NFL Blitzen.
Yeah, that's what I think of first.
Yeah. Yeah, you picture guys like spiking the ball and dancing and shit. Yo, I saw such a good football touchdown celebration this week.
Yeah, what's up?
It was like a whole cluster of them were standing in the end zone, and one player pretends to bowl a ball at them, and then the ball knocks them all down like pins.
You've never seen that before.
I've never seen that.
That's like one of the famous like touchdown celebrations. You knock all the people down with the bowling
That
pin.
shit was amazing.
I thought you were gonna talk about Jalen Waddle's waddle that he always does.
No, man, I was blown away by this. It was like 13 of them working in tandem on this one celebration. Like it was like they must have practiced this more than they practiced some of their plays.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a great celebration. You know what I hate? I hate everyone just does the gritty. You familiar with this dance?
The gritty, like from the Philadelphia Flyers mascot?
No, they don't. No, they do like some dance where they like move their legs and their arms back and forth. You know, you've seen it a million times. Everyone just does the same thing. I hate it.
I guess, man.
Bring back like backflips and stuff.
Well, I don't think all of them could do backflips.
And you can't
That's
like taunt anymore, right? Like when you score, you can't like go nuts and be like, "You guys fucking suck."
and that pisses me off. This is something like people like my dad, like that generation was like, there used to be a thing called sportsmanship, and I'm like, fuck sportsmanship. You know
Really?
what's
Those
not
guys
fun?
have sportsmanship?
Yeah. You know what's not fun to watch on television? Sportsmanship. You know what is fun to watch on television? Fucking taunting.
Yeah, you know what I do like though, that those commercials where it'd be like the dude who like they're passing the ball in, right, and the guy knocks it out of bounds, and they say it's out on the other team, and he's like, no, no, ref, that was out on me, and then he's like, no, go into your huddle, bro, and then they goes in, and he's like, coach, I touched the ball, that was out on me, coach, and then they go in, and he's like, all right, overturn the ball, other team, and then the voiceover comes on, he's like, sportsmanship. Pass it on. You ever see those commercials?
I've never seen them, and
Oh,
I hated everything you just described.
those are great commercials. They teach you like about sportsmanship and like
No, are you kidding me?
friendship.
If the fucking refs are going to make a bad call, which they are 90% of the time because no fucking sports league knows how to fucking hire refs.
Well, actually, they do. They just don't call anything. That was like the whole thing with that documentary that we watched about that ref. How he just like started calling it accurately, but not really what you're supposed to do. So then he would like get, like everything would go his way because he was calling it just how he should.
No, because you're supposed to manage the game, keep it close and shit, which is such bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I hate sports. Let's So they meet Santa. He's Kurt Russell.
By the way, I want to date this podcast. This is the morning after Luka Doncic scored like 60 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists. That was Luka's stat line last night.
You know how good I am at fantasy basketball? My opponent has Luka Doncic, and I'm still beating him by over 200.
That is really impressive.
I know. Thank you.
He must have only played one player.
No, he had a full team. I just like all my guys had like 60 points.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna win fantasy basketball this year, and it's gonna be my choice for the pod. Like, what are you covering?
Pick? Tell us.
I'm gonna pick. I'm just trying to think of the most annoying possible thing for everybody.
Despicable Me.
No, something that'll be awesome for me and annoying for everybody.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I might force you to watch like The Decline of Western Civilization, the documentary series about the history of rock.
We're only making me. I don't think anyone else is gonna watch along if you do that.
People might.
I don't know if anyone will.
A lot of people watched the Christmas Chronicles with us this week.
Yeah, but this is like fun. People are still in Christmas mode. Or they were a few days ago.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Now they're not. No one wants to hear us talk about this.
Especially when this goes up later today.
Do we know what we're covering next week?
Yes.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. I look forward to hearing it.
Right.
So we learn about Santa. He speaks in Elvish,
right.
But he also seems to know every language.
Katie does too. Do we really get like explanation how? I don't remember.
Well, I think it's because she's a true believer.
Oh, so she just knows Elvish?
Like once you're a true believer, you like pick shit up like Elvish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I wasn't questioning it whatsoever. So, I mean, do we know the kids from anything? Like, they're kind of the stars of the movie.
I looked them up, but I didn't really remember anything. I do remember Katie was like, I think she plays Emily Elizabeth in the Clifford movie, like the newest.
Oh my
Clifford
God, you're right. Yeah, and you know, I've seen her in a few things actually. She's also one of the kids in Big Little Lies. I don't remember whose kid.
So she's pretty good, right? That's a good show.
Oh, she's one of Reese Witherspoon's kids in that movie. I think she's the one who keeps putting on like music, and then she also was in Gaslit. She played Julia Roberts' daughter in Gaslit.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's getting by playing daughters and shit. Oliver Hudson's still her crowning achievement, probably.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, and
she's good in that other stuff though.
She's okay. She's a little kid. She shouldn't be starring in movies.
Yeah.
The son, I didn't know from shit.
Yeah, me either.
But he seemed fine.
Mm-hmm. I like him more in the second movie.
He's barely in the second movie. He's just getting BJs on the beach.
Yeah.
So, what else do we learn about Santa?
Well, he hates that people think he's fat.
Oh, that's true, because he's not in real life. He looks like Kurt Russell.
Yeah, all of, like every time you see him on a billboard or like a Coke can or TV, he's always fat and he always gets upset about that.
Yeah, at one point he flies the sleigh through a big billboard and he's like, "Fuck you, fatso."
Yeah, he does. He celebrates that. He never says ho ho ho. He
That's a
says
myth. That's fake news.
it's fake news. That never says ho ho ho. But for the little girl at the end, he says ho ho ho. That's a nice moment, right?
Yeah, I just want to make it clear that we're not exaggerating that. Like
No,
Santa Claus says the words fake news in this movie.
yeah, that's legit. That's real.
It is a bummer.
Yeah. It was a bummer when I watched it at the time. It's a bummer 4 years later.
Your review on Letterboxd just says Santa Claus says fake news in this, and that was going to be word for word my review of this. I had to change mine.
Yeah, yours was good though. I was impressed by whatever yours was.
Well, I was just joking. I was joking about how the great Matt Lieberman, a celebrator of Hanukkah, was penning this bad boy.
Yeah, that was a good pivot.
Yeah, they let him do it. When it wasn't the Shabbos, because you couldn't use a computer.
You know what I kind of liked. Santa says at one moment, he says like they sort of like play with the rules of Christmas, kind of like everything you've come to know about Christmas, and they says like all the wars that have ever happened in life have been because there have been no Christmas. I sort of like that.
Yeah, he like specifically references like the Crusades.
Yeah, I like that bit that we learned,
but I don't think it makes sense.
But it's cool. It's like cool, like for this world that everything happened because there was no Christmas.
Guys, I'm like pretty sure the Civil War had a lot to do with race and was like less about Christmas.
It's about Kris Kringle.
I don't know about that, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It was just like, I think it was an entire country. Half the country was trying to prove that half the people were lumps of coal.
And the other half was true believers.
Yeah. The source of his magic is his hat.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have his hat, he's fucked.
But then that's not true, right? At the end, he gives the kid his hat, and he's like, "Psych, I don't even need it." That was a joke all along.
No. Wait, really?
Yeah, he gives the kid the hat, and he's like, "What? You don't need your hat?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was just kidding this whole time." So I don't know what the whole thing was about.
Stupid. Then what was the conflict of the movie?
I don't know. That was my thing.
Like the whole thing
just wanted to
like...
teach. Like I think it was like the kid wasn't a believer, but then by the end he wanted to make him a believer.
But what if she wasn't able to pull it off? Like he jeopardized Christmas just to like help out this one girl, like believe in Christmas.
Well, she already believed.
So like, what's he even trying to prove?
Right, but I guess he wrote Santa a letter, right? We learned that, so I guess he was kind of believing.
Yeah, he wanted Santa like
he wants to see his dad.
Yeah, he wanted Santa like contact his dad for something, but his dad
should have contacted Whoopi. What the fuck's he doing talking to Santa for?
How many times do I have to tell you that Whoopi was the medium on Earth? She was not the one being contacted.
But Whoopi, I'm telling you, but like he's contacting Santa to contact the dad. He should have gone to Whoopi to contact the dad.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, but Matt Lieberman didn't want to include Whoopi because she's a piece of shit anti-Semite.
Is that a thing about Whoopi?
That is absolutely true, and she stole one of our last names for her own.
Oh my god, I've never ever thought about that.
Mm-hmm. That's not the only reason. She's also said shit like the Holocaust was not that big a deal. Yeah, so fuck her.
Yeah.
Hope she's dead with evil dick. Okay. We have all right, so they go to this diner, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
That's a big scene.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to get the diner.
He knows everybody.
He knows everybody's name and what they have always wanted for Christmas and shit.
Yeah.
And he tries to get people to lend him his car because he's got to find his reindeer.
Right.
Yeah. So
can I tell you my favorite one of all the people that he meets and knows about?
I would love to hear about it.
He meets these two people. He walks up to him and he's like, Larry, Sheila. He hates Sheila. Like Sheila's like evil. But he really likes Larry. And he's like, hey Larry, I know you got that nice car, but you've always wanted this baseball card. And he like gives him and the wife is like he gives into it. He's like, oh, I really want it. And the wife is like,
Sheila
what the fuck are you doing?
Up.
Yeah,
she rips up it. I thought that was fucked up.
Yeah, but what is it? This guy was gonna give up the baseball card to give up the card for the baseball card, or
I
the
mean, I think
car for the card.
it's not that. It's probably a really expensive card. It's in mint condition. If he gives away that Porsche, I mean, he clearly is rich enough to own a Porsche. Like he could just like go home, invest in another Porsche with I mean, the money he can make from this baseball card. It's an investment.
But what if they spent like a whole day getting that Porsche, and then they were like it was a real hassle, and like it like meant something at the end of that day, like they felt like they accomplished something.
People who have Porsches have never gone through hassle.
All right, yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yeah. He sent his assistant to go pick it up from the lot for him.
Okay, yeah, okay.
All right, and they could just take an Uber home. They can afford that.
All right, well, I really like that part. I thought it was pretty funny.
I liked it too, but I hated Sheila, LVP. No, she's not the LVP. My favorite was the waitress who like bought into it.
The one who greets them. I don't think she's the waitress. I think she's like
she's the hostess,
seats them or whatever.
Yeah, hostess.
Yeah.
What's that actress's name?
I don't know.
I knew her from shit. She's
I liked her though.
Bella Lovell is her name.
Okay.
And she was very good on the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and then she got a lead role on that show. Oh, she was the third lead on my show Mr. Mayor, starring Ted Danson, Bella Lovell, and me, Holly Hunter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she was pretty good.
All right. I did too. I'm always a fan of hers. And so then they get into a fight with a dude. Oh, and he takes an opportunity to try and teach a lesson to the son here too.
Right. There's like an ex-convict.
Yeah, and he's like, Santa tells the son, like, listen, you're stealing cars? That's you in a few years. This guy.
A bartender. You want to be a bartender, little kid?
I mean, he probably makes more money than I do.
You think so?
I mean, that place
Well,
looked
now
like
you
it
make
did
no money.
pretty well, and he's like both the bartender and the bouncer there.
He's the bouncer too?
I mean, he's the one kicking people out.
I think he just chases them out because they like offend him or something.
But he's got a baseball bat back there.
I think they just keep it back there for safety.
I guess so. I liked how Bella Lovell spilled some ice on the floor and made him slip, though.
Yeah, MVP move, right? That's a good point.
So they go outside, and they're like,
they steal his car.
Yeah, they steal his car
because he stole it from somebody else.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're like, who cares?
They steal it from the valet, the keys. Did you notice what the valet was watching?
No.
He was checking out little Stranger Things on his phone.
No.
Yep.
Wow.
Netflix, baby. Cross promotion.
Did you see what episode?
No. See, like most movies in this spot would maybe have that guy watching like It's a Wonderful Life or Home Alone or something.
Right, yeah.
But in this case, nope. Stranger Things because it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tell me more. There's a car chase?
Yeah, they definitely get in a car chase, right? We get some cops. We meet some cops at one point.
One of them's Lamorne Morris from New Girl.
Yeah, it sure is. And the first time I watched this, I had not seen New Girl, and I wasn't really familiar. I think no, wasn't Game Night this year also 2018? So I guess I would have seen him in Game Night, but I didn't really know him too much. But yeah, he's in this. He's pretty funny, I guess.
I thought he was funny. I thought it was odd that they gave his partner, who I didn't recognize, a lot more to do.
Yeah, right. I liked what the partner was doing too. I liked his
story. I thought he was pretty charming.
Yeah, I liked everything with him.
Do we know that guy's name?
I mean, I looked it up, but I didn't really know.
Hang on. I'm kind of curious.
But his whole thing is like Santa knows everybody, and he knows like what they all wanted for Christmas as a little kid. And he's like, all right, so what do I want? And he's like, well, you want your ex-wife to call you. And he's like, oh my God, that is what I want. I want my ex-wife to call me. And he's like, well, she misses you too. You should maybe give her a call. And then at the end, they talk to each other, and it's a real nice moment.
It is a real nice moment.
Yeah. So I think they lived happily ever after.
Santa really brings people together. That actor, by the way, is Martin Roach.
Yeah.
Guy's been around forever, man. He was in Due South in the 90s. He's on that Jason Momoa show on Apple Plus.
Okay.
You know that one where you can't see shit?
No.
What do you mean? There's like a show on Apple Plus that's like a quiet place, but instead of here, you can't talk loud, you can't see anything. It's like Bird Box, I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Remember Bird Box?
Yeah, he should have been watching Bird Box on his
Bird Box
phone.
was a huge hit, man. How come they haven't sequelized that shit?
I think that was around this time. That might have been 2018 also.
Yeah, I feel like everyone was supposed to watch that at this time.
Yeah.
I checked it out.
Yeah, me too. Everybody did.
Sandy B and that blindfold.
Yeah.
That's all I remember about it.
She's got kids, right?
I remember they were in a house for a long part of it.
There's Machine Gun Kelly in it.
Does kind of ring a bell.
I think he's in it.
MGK.
From Jackass Forever.
From Jackass Forever. That's right. One of the greats.
The second best Jackass film, in my opinion.
Mine too.
Well, no. You saying third.
Did I?
You said Bad Grandpa, Jackass 2, Jackass Forever.
Oh, that's right. You're right. You're right. Listen, you have a good memory.
Mm-hmm.
They passed by a church at one point. And
oh, yes. It was great.
This
scene.
seemed like kind of half-assed writing from our Jew. He was like, I guess we got to acknowledge God in this. So, like, they stop outside the church and they have a conversation about how neither one of them have been to church since Dad died, which kind of makes me believe, like, you know, like the moms just let this household fall to shit. Like, apparently they went to church regularly until the dad died. And then Dad died and they were just like, we're not going to church anymore. You're going to steal cars. You're going to be a weird 11-year-old who does nothing but talk about Santa Claus. And that's just going to be our family going forward.
It does seem like the mom's really unwell because there's a part where they're like in the kitchen making cookies, her and the daughter Katie Cat.
Yeah.
And the mom gets called into work but the daughter's talking about like when me and Dad something about Dad, and then the mom just like stares at her like an evil look, and she's like, I'm sorry that I brought up Dad. It's like she can't even bring up the dad in her presence.
They should have shown the mom like go out to the car and like pull a little mini bottle of vodka from her driver or her glove compartment.
That would have been a nice touch.
Yeah. Boy, it's not going well. All right. And that's when we find out about the dad saving the strangers in a fire.
Right. And you thought he was coming home from work, saw a fire, stopped, went in and died.
I don't understand. Like, you hear someone saved some people in a fire. You assume that's a fireman?
Well, they said earlier in the movie, you just missed it. He gets a fire truck and they say, just like Daddy.
I mean, but that might just be like he loves fire trucks.
Really? Let me know if I'm wrong about this.
No, you're not wrong. I guess that's meant to imply that he's a fireman, but you can't show us like one shot with like Oliver Hudson in a fireman's costume? There should have been a shot at his funeral where like you see the big picture, like a photo bomb of him wearing a fire hat.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. They should have done that.
Yeah.
Or the fire chief talking at the funeral.
Yes. And maybe a gun salute.
Or a hose.
Is that what they do in firefighter? Sorry. You made me laugh too hard. I coughed. Very funny. So the girl ultimately has to go into Santa's bag once they find the bag.
Right.
And that's going to transport her through a wormhole. There are a lot of wormholes in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
To the North Pole. And, everybody, the North Pole, we can't see it from outside because it's protected by the Borealis veil.
Yeah, sure.
The Aurora Borealis is in this movie. And apparently that's not just a natural phenomenon. That's the security system of the North Pole.
When you took offense to that?
I just thought it was a weird choice.
That's fine.
Look at you. You're just like the magic of this movie. So she goes through, and then the movie falls apart for me.
Yeah, when the elves show up.
Yeah, I'm okay with this movie until the elves.
Yeah, but I do kind of like what happens with Teddy here, where he gets kidnapped by these people that want whatever's in that sack because he's so interested by it, and so they take it, and then they open it up, and it's just coal. All these bad guys get coal, and I thought that was kind of funny.
That is funny. If bad guys open presents for the sack, it's just coal.
But then, yeah, it's bullshit when the elves fight them all. Yeah,
these elves because they're shot as cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no effort to make.
Remember when we watched Gremlins a few weeks ago?
Those are puppets, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
That looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And this, they're just animated elves in the middle of this live action movie, and they look like garbage. Like, these elves make Jar Jar Binks look like it's fucking Avatar technology.
Right, but I think the problem with Jar Jar was that he was talking the whole time, right? That's what people don't like about Jar Jar.
But so are these fucking elves. These elves won't shut the fuck up.
Right,
And they're
and
not
there's
even
a million
speaking
of them.
English. They're speaking in Elvish.
Right.
And there are a million of them, and they all have their own name.
But I think that's also people's problem with Jar Jar was that he's speaking English.
What do they want him to do? They want him to, like,
They
talk
wanted
like
to
Jabba
speak.
the Hutt?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what?
They didn't want him to have alien language.
I think all Star Wars characters should speak English.
I think that's stupid. That's
Why?
That's people's problem with, like, whenever all those characters speak English, but they have, like, the Asian accents. They're like, why not just give them, like, an alien?
Why not just not have them
language.
speak in an Asian accent?
But I'll just be like normal talking. I feel like
Yes.
that's very boring for, like, your space movie. You could do anything, and you're just like all like, "Hey guys, it's me, Alien Jeremy."
Isn't that what the originals are? Are there really that many, like, other languages in those original Star Wars movies? Why do we talk about Star Wars every fucking
All right,
episode?
let's move on. I don't even know how we got there. To
I
be
fucking
honest.
hate Star.
feel like
I'm
you
done
did
with
that.
Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my fault for sure.
All right, let's go.
All right, so the elves are nightmare fuel. I found
Yeah,
them
you brought up Jar
disgusting.
Jar, you moron.
Yeah, that was dumb. I found them disgusting. I found them unlikable. I found them unfunny. They're the LVP of this movie. And what's the most amazing thing to me in the world is that Chris Columbus, who directed and co-wrote the second one, took a look at this first movie and was like, what should we do? Well, I'm not sure, but I know what we have to do is triple down on these elves.
Yeah, that was a mistake. You know what they kind of reminded me of in this first movie is you've seen Frozen, right?
We covered it on the show.
Oh right, you guys covered it. When in the first Frozen movie, it's like good. It's like you're enjoying it. It's like a nice story, and the music's good. And then they get to like a certain point where she goes to meet these trolls for like 20 minutes, and she's talking about like how when she was a kid, she came to meet the trolls, and they like gave her the powers, and they like she just spends 20 minutes with trolls, and that's sort of what this reminded me of in this movie.
Yeah. At least it doesn't go on that long. The whole second movie is elves.
Yeah, right. Well, Frozen 2 is not good either.
What are you talking about?
You liked? I feel like if I listened to that, there's no way you like Frozen 2.
But I like things about it. I like that mysterious singing voice that goes, hoo, 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 hoo.
Was that right?
Yeah. And Into the Unknown is, I think, a better song than anything from the first one.
Let It Go is really great.
Let It Go is great. Yeah, I'm not talking shit about Let It Go over here.
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem, yeah, one of the greats. Former paramour of the great Taye Diggs from The Best Man Holiday.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So the worst part of the movie by far is when Santa goes to prison, and it's
You
not
said the elves were the worst part. Now prison's the worst
no.
part?
But that's because the stuff with Santa in prison is fine. But what it does is it separates Santa from the kids. So all you're dealing, there's some scenes with Santa, and that's fine because it's Kurt Russell being charming. But then you're cutting to scenes where it's just the kids and elves.
Yeah.
And that's terrible.
Yeah, not they don't even run into Goldie Hawn there. Like they're not even like, "Oh, Mrs. Claus, you're here." It's like it's really just the kids and elves. You're right.
But I mean, Santa is having fun. He performs a blues song with Little Steven and his band, The Disciples.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, about Christmas.
Well,
He's got sunglasses on. No, I'm just saying it's a Christmas song.
Oh, right.
I'm not saying it's just a blues song. It's not like, I'm in jail.
You're right.
Am I gonna get out?
And it makes sense why he has to perform it because Christmas spirit's getting low, right? He has to raise the Christmas spirit up.
Now this weirded me out because we just watched the Santa Clauses, where he has a device that measures the percentage of Christmas spirit in the world.
They do that on the Santa Clauses?
I believe he has that exact device.
Oh, so they took it from this.
So what is going on? How is this a trope in Christmas movies now? Is it just because we are a device-obsessed culture at this
Yes,
point?
that's it. They need like a screen to tell us what's what.
Yeah, we have to look at a screen to show us the percentage of Christmas cheer in the world. And I don't even understand how Santa not delivering presents is going to mess with the Christmas spirit of the world, cuz
It's the middle of the night.
yeah, like the next morning, I guess, when they come out and there's no presents, that might fuck with Christmas spirit, but they're sleeping.
Yeah, they still have no idea. Yeah, I had the same complaint. But you just gotta let it go. Let the movie happen. Let the magic take you over, you know?
Yeah, I
I
guess.
did it.
All right, so they get Santa out of prison. That's a great prison break.
Yep.
It's like Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, or whichever one that is.
That's the one I know remember the least.
Well, which
That's the
is the
fifth
one
one?
where it's like Santa? It's Frank Sinatra doing a song, and they get out.
That must be the fifth one.
Wait, I might be thinking of Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah,
I don't know. When I watched that movie, the power went out in my movie theater, and I never watched the second half of it.
bro, you're missing out.
No, I'm not. No, I can tell by the first half.
You're missing out. You didn't even get to see Roman Reigns, my tribal chief.
No, but I did see Kevin Hart and Ryan Reynolds, and that's how I know it can't. It can't be good.
I know Ryan Reynolds will take your spirit down.
Yeah, and I didn't even know he was in it. I was like, this will be good. Like Idris Elba, The Rock, Statham, and then like 20 minutes, Kevin Hart, Ryan Reynolds bomb.
I'm shocked he wasn't in this.
he's
Ryan
in
Reynolds
Free
is just
Guy.
everywhere now. Just anything to not be home with Jessica Biel.
Yeah, you're
Wait,
right.
no, who's
he's
he
Blake
married
Lively.
to? Right, Blake Lively.
He was a Scarlett Johansson, right? Weren't they together for a little bit? Do they have a kid together? They have a kid together, don't they? Did I make that up?
Scarlett Johansson has a kid?
I might have made that up. Hey Siri, where you at? Does Scarlett Johansson have a child with Ryan Reynolds? Can she answer questions like that? I'm at the heat. Oh, she answered, where are you at? All right, I give up. I'm not going to ask her.
All right. Siri, way to go.
Yeah.
All right, what else happens?
They break him out, and then what happens? Does he then drop him off at home? Is that where the movie ends?
Pretty much, yeah. He's just like, well, they deliver all the rest of the presents.
I sort of have something.
And then they have to deliver one extra one in the last second because one of the elves fucked up the naughty nice list by eating candy canes around it, and two of the pages got stuck together. And then they had to go to Mexico
I like
City.
that part. I like when they're like, what's he doing? He's like, he's checking the list twice.
Yeah, I like that too. Admittedly, that was nice.
That was a cute moment. I wanted to tell you about the Kurt Russell Elvis connection. You know about all this?
Well, I know that Kurt Russell played Elvis in a John Carpenter television movie, and that he then reprised his role as Elvis in an uncredited cameo at the very beginning of Forrest Gump.
Yes, that's right. But his very first film, the very first movie that Kurt Russell was ever in, was the Elvis movie. It happened at the World's Fair. That's the very first movie he was ever in.
Oh man!
And then he performed an Elvis song in this movie. So like big Elvis synergy between him. But I thought it was kind of messed up. He's not even in the Elvis movie. I thought he should have been he could have been Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah. Why didn't they cast him in the Tom Hanks role? You're right.
Yeah.
Kurt deserves to be in that film.
Yeah. I really think they should have at least asked him. I'd like to know if they did or not.
I've got to say, I got comfortable pretty quickly with Kurt Russell in this role, and I thought about it, and it's like you think about Kurt Russell as like Snake Plissken, and you want him to like be in like actually good shit, but like you forget Kurt Russell got his start doing like Disney TV movies in the 70s.
Yeah,
he was in like the Computer Wore tennis shoes and shit. So like he knows how to do this shitty style.
Hey,
what?
Don't call this shitty.
It is shitty.
Yeah, you're right though.
You know, this movie's a 2, and the second one is so fucking bad that it almost made me want to go up to a 3 on this one.
Yeah, I was thinking like at a certain point, I was like, all right, I was like, what could I tell D-Train? Like this movie, like Christmas Chronicles 2 makes Christmas Chronicles look like what? And then I was just like, I just couldn't even think of anything by the end. I was just...
There's a vast difference. Like you watch Christmas Chronicles and it's not a good movie, but then you watch Christmas Chronicles 2 and it is such like Christmas Chronicles 1 is such a vastly better movie that it's almost shocking.
But then I was thinking about like I don't even think Christmas Chronicles 2 is as bad as Bad Santa too.
I do. I think it's worse.
Like I kind of had a better time watching Christmas
I
Chronicles
didn't.
too.
I had a fucking shitty time watching this.
I did at a certain point, and then I kind of like got numb to it.
I never got numb to it. I was just always annoyed by anything that was happening at any particular moment.
All right, at the end of this one, Goldie Hawn shows up, right? Santa takes the
Yep.
tape. They don't get to keep the tape that they've been recording all night. Santa takes it. He and
And
Goldie watch it.
it's the day after Christmas. Goldie's like, "You want to watch It's a Wonderful Life?" And I'm like, "These motherfuckers don't watch any other movies. They just watch Christmas movies year round. Like, how many times has Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus watched It's a Wonderful Life? Hallmark
you're
and
right.
Lifetime are out here pumping out hundreds, literally hundreds of Christmas movies every year. And Santa Claus is just still sticking with those old faves?
Yeah. It's like the end of the year. They could have been catching up on the Oscar movies for the Oscars in a few months. She could have been like, "Hey, what do you think she calls him?"
That's a good Chris.
Does she call him Chris? Do we see her like address him at any point? I don't really
even
know.
think Kris Kringle is referenced in this movie. They call him Saint Nick and Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, you're right. She calls him.
Maybe he calls him Nick.
Yeah. Oh, you're probably right. Well, do you think that she could have been like, "Do you watch The Favorite? That might win some awards this upcoming Oscar season."
And Santa's just like, "No, It's a Wonderful Life again."
Oh, you think it's him that's forcing her to do that?
No. It seems like her in that scene.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Kurt Russell wants to break out. He's like, "Listen, let's watch The Hateful Eight. I hear that has some good performances in it."
Yeah,
So what do you give this movie?
by the way, is the beard, is the hair, any of that real?
I assume no, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, and I've seen him like have like it's real in The Thing, right?
Yeah.
Like so he can do some crazy shit with his hair and with his beard. So
This is a very ornate beard.
yeah. So I'd assume no, but it looked great, I thought, honestly.
It did, yeah. No, the design of it is good. Like,
And I like the suit, how it's like when you think of Santa, you think of red and white. But I like how this suit is like red and like the fluff part is like gray, like a dark gray color. It makes him look like tough and rugged. It's like the exact look for this kind of Santa Claus. I like it.
yeah, this isn't your daddy's Santa Claus.
Right, yeah. I give it 2 stars.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, didn't hate
He's
it.
the MVP. Like, it's not even close.
And he has that song. He does crush the song. It's really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, great job, Kurt. My LVP, I guess I'll go with the elves. I had the daughter and the son written down, but
No, it's the elves.
yeah.
It's the daughter over the son.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty annoying in this one.
In this one? Well, he is annoying in this one, but it's just because he's a brat. He needs to be taught a lesson.
Right, and he is at the very end. So.
I felt bad for him in the second movie because he learns the lesson in the first movie, and then he just is like, "Well, I'm cool with everything now. Like, I've not no plot in the second one. I support my mom. I support Christmas. Love everything."
Yeah, it got to the end, and I thought they were going to do something with the son that I would not have liked, but they didn't do it. So it was
What
pretty.
do you think they were gonna do?
Whenever she shows up at the end, like Santa drops her off at the end on the beach, and then he like disappears into the sky. I thought the brother was gonna be on the beach with his girlfriend, and he was gonna see Santa and freak out, and she was gonna like dump him, and it was gonna be like, oh, he's still a loser, and I wouldn't have liked that, but I liked that he didn't really freak out.
You know what I thought was gonna happen? There was this shot of them in the air, like they're like parachuting to the beach,
Yeah,
and they show the sun from like sort of the belly up, laying in like a lounge chair. Like, holy shit, like what's going on? And I wanted like the girlfriend just pop her head out from under the frame and go like, huh?
yeah, would not have happened, but that's pretty good.
Would have been good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Second movie. You ready?
Yeah.
So they offered it to Clay Cadis again, and he was like, "I think I'm good." So the producer of the first film decided to direct it himself, and this is a fellow we've reckoned with in the past,
Recently.
Mr. Chris Columbus, the founder of 1492 Productions.
You really hate that. You talk about that all the time.
I think if your name is Chris Columbus, there is nothing fucking lamer you can do than make your production
The
company a
Mayflower.
Christopher Columbus reference.
What if we call it the Mayflower? Wasn't that what?
That's not one of Christopher Columbus's boats.
All right, I'm gonna edit that out.
Nope, you're not. That is what the Pilgrims came in on. Can you name Christopher Columbus's 3 boats?
Oh yeah, those 3: the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
Very good.
I know that from Step Brothers.
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. I'll do you in the bottom while you're drinking sangria.
That's legit.
Oh my god. Well,
Can that be the outro, boats and hoes, or do you still want the other one to be the outro?
No, I still want that death cab.
Okay.
But all right, we got Columbus in the director's chair. We brought back Matty Jew Lieberman to write it. He took a break from Hanukkah, and
Columbus also wrote it, by the way.
Yeah, he took a writing credit on this bad boy because he was like, "Listen, Lieberman, I don't care what you do, but you better throw lots of elves in this shit."
You think that was his idea?
Yeah, for sure. So Columbus loves Christmas. He's a noted lover of Christmas. He wrote Gremlins. He directed Home Alone. He directed Home Alone 2. He directed the first 2 Harry Potter movies, which both have Christmas sequences.
Are those the only 2 with Christmas in them? They might be.
What do you mean? Oh, no, yeah.
2?
I mean, it's certainly the most prominent Christmas.
I can't really remember. Oh, definitely the most prominent. But I can't remember like 3, 4 of them touching Christmas.
Yeah.
Especially by the late ones.
This guy loves Christmas, dude.
Yeah.
He fucking loves it.
Christmas with the Cranks, didn't say that.
He wrote Christmas with the Cranks. That's right. And all this shit is about like families going on tropical vacations on Christmas and then like being annoyed by it and wanting to have Christmas spirit. Because that's what Christmas with the Cranks is. That's what fucking Home Alone is.
She's not annoyed by it. She's worried for her kid.
But this is what it is.
They would have had a great time if he didn't stay home alone.
Every fucking Chris Columbus movie is just about the dichotomy between tropical Christmases and white Christmases.
All right, that's fair.
He loves it. It's his favorite. Like a lot of directors like nature versus nurture. He likes tropical Christmas versus white Christmas.
Yeah, so one guy's trash is another guy's treasure, whatever they say.
That's right. Now, Chris Columbus, he's been making shitty movies for a long time.
Oh, come on.
Gang.
You hate this dude too much.
Why? Is it just because he's incredibly untalented?
He gave us Home Alone the first couple Harry Potters.
Listen, but I read a review of Christmas Chronicles 2.
I love you, Beth Cooper.
That really nailed it for me. Chris Columbus has forgotten more about making successful family films than most people have ever known.
Yeah.
Because you're right. He did Home Alone. He did Mrs. Doubtfire, which, people liked at the time. Drive-By Fruiting.
I don't think I've ever seen it, really.
Oh, my God. We should cover that.
For what? How? There's no secret.
Was it nominated for any Golden Razzies? We could do it on the Razzies.
I doubt it. People like that.
I don't know. We should just do it because we want to.
Let's do it.
Okay. So this, Mrs. Doubtfire, and then like Harry Potter. But like since Harry Potter, I think it happened in between Sorcerer's Stone. Like you see how good Sorcerer's Stone is and then how bad Chamber of Secrets is.
Oh, that's how you feel. That's not how I feel.
And then I don't think he's made anything watchable since Chamber of Secrets.
Pixels. You like Pixels.
I only like that because Kevin James is the president.
I mean, you guys covered it and you both were like, you kind of liked it.
Yeah, because
you and Tim, not you and
dum-dums who like Adam Sandler and Kevin James. Like, it's not because of the movie works despite Christopher.
You ever see Percy Jackson?
Direction.
I feel like you can't talk unless you've seen Percy Jackson.
I guarantee you that's a bad movie.
Nope, it's good. He defeats Medusa with an iPhone.
Come on,
that's legit.
That's legit. But do you know that he's been producing other shit recently? Like he took a step back from directing, and he has producing credits on Robert Eggers' first 2 films, The Witch and The Lighthouse.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know
awesome.
that either until I was doing research for this. That kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
I also read that he's producing now. He's got a producing partner. Do you know who that is?
Brad Pitt.
Nope, it's his Nepo baby daughter.
What's her name? Sandy Columbus?
Something Columbus. And so she might have the good taste in the family.
All right, I like that.
Yeah. He's like let's make Kevin James the president. And she's like, you do that. I'll be over here producing the lighthouse.
No, she came up with that. She definitely came. He said Schneider. She was like, "What? No, Kevin James is definitely the right choice." And he was like,
honestly, if that is the sequence of events, she's a genius.
"I think it was the sequence of events."
Okay. So this one came out November 25th, 2020.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a couple of years, huh?
Uh-huh.
It would have been this year that there would be a Christmas Chronicles 3.
You'd think so if they followed patterns.
Yeah. But maybe they're waiting for the magic 3-year window.
I don't think we'll get it.
Why don't you want a Christmas Chronicles 3?
I mean, I just don't think we'll get it.
Do you not think there's any more story to tell here in the Pierce family?
No good story.
I guess you're right. I mean, everyone's pretty happy by the end of that second one.
Yeah, really, everybody's happy. They're married.
Oh, wait, we didn't even talk about at the end of the first one. Fucking Santa Claus bequeaths the son a magical ornament that lets him communicate with his dead father.
Yeah, I guess we didn't say that part. But
That
yeah,
was fucking insane.
wasn't that insane? I thought it was rather sweet.
All right. All right, but back to this one. So this starts in a tropical climate, which took me by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
All
Can
right.
I say one of my notes?
Please.
We've already got a tropical climate, and we've got a Kate. How about we throw a Jack into this movie, right? That little boy's name is Jack.
Oh, thank you for pandering to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping maybe a black smoke monster would show up.
No, I was looking out.
Yeah, I kept my eyes open for that.
Yeah, I like that.
Maybe a Mr. Echo in the background, something like that. Maybe some others hanging out in the woods, but no.
No.
But they are addicted to Christmas, these kids. They cannot shut the fuck up about Christmas. They love it because they met Santa Claus like 2 years ago.
That actually makes sense. Whenever I was watching this, I was like, why are they, like, they're grown, they're a little more grown now, they should be over it. But yeah, you're right, they did hang out with Santa for a night. You're right.
They're going to be obsessed with Christmas for the rest of their lives.
Yes, it actually makes sense.
But you know what? That is sort of what happened to Oliver Hudson.
He got what?
He was obsessed with Christmas after he met Santa Claus.
Oh, you mean
in
the
the
character.
70s.
I thought you meant actual Oliver Hudson.
Because we learned that Oliver Hudson met Santa in the 70s in this film.
No, Boston, 1990.
Whatever. I also felt like he was flirting with his daughter for a lot of that sequence.
Really? I was watching it and I was like, it's kind of weird that there's like nothing between these two, right? And then I was thinking, I was like, oh my God, that's her dad, right? That's got to be her dad. And then I was like, and then I was like, oh, that's really good for them not having like, there's like not one moment where like they look at each other too long or anything. I thought it was actually pretty well done.
To me, I feel like there is an undeniable attraction between these two people.
Well, you're just a weirdo who like
I'm
sees
not a
kids and
fucking-
looks for attractions.
That is
between them.
bullshit, man. They are flirting actively.
I really didn't think so. I thought it was he did a good job, Columbus.
I'm not saying you did a bad job. I'm just saying it's gross.
And I thought the kid was good.
With the mid-90s kid?
Yeah, I didn't even know he was from that, but yeah.
I was just excited how much Jew content there was in these Santa movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if that kid's Jewish, but I mean that schnoz tells me otherwise.
Was he supposed to play young Jonah Hill? Was that like the idea?
I think so, yeah. And Jonah
I
Hill's
think about
Jewish,
his life, right?
Is Jonah Hill Jewish?
That's a good question. I think he is. I think he like talks about like
Yeah,
his
I think he is
afro
too.
and Knocked Up, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, if he's not Jewish, he was definitely cosplaying as Jewish for a few years there.
Yeah, definitely.
So the family is on vacation. Not only the three of them, but the mom has met somebody.
What a twist. I had no clue he was in this.
You first see her just like dancing with him, and I'm like, I couldn't tell who it was. I was like, who's that dude?
I sort of thought
dancing with?
instantly. I did. I really
No,
did.
but then they show him like the second time, and he's like smiling out there on the dance floor, and I was like, is that fucking Tyrese?
Sure enough, it
And
is.
it was fucking Tyrese. This guy,
He's
first of
bad
all-
too, by the way.
what are you talking about?
No, he is bad. He's really
this?
bad. Yes. And when he's like interacting with that kid, like, "Hey, what up, champ? Like, you're my son." Like, what are you doing, Tyrese? That kid is not your son.
Bitch, don't you be talking shit about Tyrese Gibson
No, he's really
up
bad.
in here. All right. He's a bad actor, but I do think he should be getting cast in movies. He's so charming.
No, I love him. I just don't think that he's good in this movie.
I think he sold this movie fine. Like, how good do you have to be in this movie?
Better than this. Better than what he was given, I thought.
I don't know. I thought he could quit.
Because I thought I thought the daughter and the son stepped it up in this movie, and I thought that he was.
Are you fucking crazy? I couldn't stand the daughter in this movie.
No, I thought I did think she was better in this one.
Ugh, no. And I also hated her hair. I know that's a mean thing to say about a kid.
It was
But-
it was kind of interesting.
I thought her hair was disgusting.
Yeah, it's like she just kind of went like uncut for a long time.
Yeah, it was not an uncut gem.
Can I tell you maybe my favorite Christmas song?
Please.
I didn't even really notice until this movie. But Feliz Navidad, that's like my favorite Christmas song. It's on when they're like at the beach, and I was like, this one slaps so hard. And I can't think of other ones that are they're like with every verse, they're just like better and better, and you get more into it and more into it, and you never get tired of it.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
No, you're not wrong. That's a good choice. Feliz Navidad's a banger.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm such a fucking hipster that I'm just gonna say like "Fairy Tale of New York" by the Pogues.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's my favorite Christmas song. But I also like that one from I wish it was Christmas today. Yay.
What about
Like from
Mary, did you know? Do you like that one?
I don't know that.
Oh, what are you talking about? They're talking to Mary about her son, how like her son's gonna change the fucking world and be
I'm
like,
sure it's good. I like every
No, it's
Christmas
stupid.
song. I like
It's really
Away in a Manger. I like Blue Christmas. I like fucking
I love that.
I'll
But
tell
that's
you
about
what.
how much you love Christmas and how much you hate Christianity. I find that so funny.
yeah. You guys. Well, we wrote all your songs.
I guess so.
All those songs are written by Jews, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Oliver Hudson, his favorite song is "Oh Christmas Tree."
Right. Yeah, we learned that in the first one, and they had to bring that back in this one.
And you know what? They consistently say, not that it's his favorite Christmas song,
Favorite
that
song.
it was his favorite song.
Oh, this is his very favorite song of all time.
I mean, "Oh Christmas Tree."
It's pretty nice.
Really? It's all right. There's so many Christmas songs to choose from.
It's just stupid when it's like, how big are your branches? It's like, what? That's so lame. Like, you're just singing to a Christmas tree. It really like puts it into perspective
It's
how
just
what you're
an
doing with your
ode
time.
to a tree. Yeah.
Really stupid when you think about it.
Pretty lame, yeah. But he loves it. And so by extension, the kids love it. And I'll tell you what, that scene where Tyrese started singing the song and the daggers coming through this girl's eyes at him,
Mhm.
holy shit.
Yeah.
I thought he was done for.
But no, he recovers big time. By the end, she wants them to get married.
Yeah. And they're just like,
She even says she misses him. She's like, I miss both you guys.
he's a good guy. Like, remind you of how good it was the first time.
Yeah, and you did by doing it bad the second time. I really thought about how good it was the first time.
That's right, man. That's my trick. All right. And Tyrese, I'll tell you what, he's a widower too.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
By the way,
they have a dead mom.
I'll tell you, when the little kid first showed up, I was like, "Ooh, I kind of like this. How he has a son also. It's like a blended family. I kind of like this." And then the kid sucked, and but
You had beef with this kid?
yeah, he got really bad as the movie went on. But when it started out, I was kind of into it. I liked the idea.
Yeah. I was like asking myself, like, I wonder if Tyrese is divorced, but it just seemed like not wholesome enough. So I was like, I bet his wife is dead.
Yeah,
And then she was.
But that's what you had to do in like old TV shows and stuff, right? You had to make the parents dead. You can't make them divorced.
Right. Yeah. That's.
I bet the
fucked
Brady
up.
Bunch exes are dead, right?
Yeah, they are. They're both widowers. The Brady Bunch.
Yeah, they
You're
couldn't
right.
be like he couldn't have cheated on the wife and they got a divorce.
It's true.
because of
Yeah.
that.
Can you imagine that if that was the premise of the Brady Bunch? Like Mike cheated on his wife with Carol.
Yeah, come on. They'd be dead. Or like they're
Holy
still having to meet
shit.
up to swap the kids, right? So I guess they both had to be dead for that reason too. They had to have the kids in every episode.
I think that was a thing in Mary Tyler Moore too. Like they had to fight for her to be divorced. Like they really wanted her to be a widow on that show.
Wow. But
Yeah.
she's divorced though?
I don't remember which they ended up with.
Yeah, how do you not remember?
I feel like she's divorced. I feel like she got away with that.
The
but-
nanny, she's just always single.
No, are you kidding me? At the beginning of that show, she leaves Jonathan Penner to be with
No.
Maxwell Sheffield.
She leaves him at the
Yeah.
very beginning?
Jonathan
the whole
Penner
premise?
is in the pilot.
That's
of The Nanny.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, no one's ever said that.
Well, I just did.
Yeah, I might watch that. That's cool to learn.
And he pops up in a later episode too to try and get her back.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah. All right. So in this movie, it's basically about what a piece of shit the daughter is. They're supposed to be going on like an overnight sleepover so that Tyrese can fucking hollow out this mom.
He was like wanting them to like split up. Like, we're gonna go away. You guys are just gonna like stay
Because he's
here
clearly
going to
propose.
You think that's what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that. Does he by the end? Are they engaged?
I think so.
I didn't even think so. I didn't think we got there. I was like, that's sort of like a loose end, but you might
maybe
be right.
he didn't. Maybe the intention was to propose, but he saw how fucking annoying the daughter was being, and he was like, "Let me hold off."
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So the daughter runs away and takes like a tuk-tuk ride, and
We haven't talked about Belsnickel.
well, we're about to.
Because it starts with Belsnickel.
Yeah, I know. But this tuk-tuk
Cold open Belsnickel. Literally, he's in the tundra.
You're not wrong. Yeah, Belschnickel. He's a former elf. As well, we don't know for a while. Like this was a
Right.
very frustrating movie
Until
for the
the
first like
Christmas
40
Chronicles
minutes for
book.
me. What?
Until she reads them the actual Christmas
right.
Chronicles.
Yeah, but because like at the beginning of the movie, you get the sense like he's the bad guy, but
Yeah, like
you have
Billie
no
Eilish.
idea.
Right.
You have like Billie Eilish. But you have no idea who he is, where he comes from, what his motive is for being mad at Christmas or Santa,
Mhm.
or what his plan is.
Right. We just know he wants to capture a true believer and I guess get revenge on Santa for something, right?
Yeah, but we don't even know how he plans to get revenge on Santa.
Well, we sort of learn it. Like, there's that star. He wants to take that star, but right, it all
Yeah.
comes pretty late.
Yeah. So the whole time I was watching this, I thought this kid was the goalie from Mighty Ducks Game
What?
Changers.
You didn't know this guy immediately?
Nah, I
Come
I
on.
thought it was the goalie from Mighty Ducks Game Changers, but then I looked it up halfway through and I was like, oh shit, no. It's the kid from Hunt for the Wilder People.
And Deadpool 2.
All right. Yeah, I guess he's in Deadpool too. But
And I think
he's the
something
Hunt
else,
for the
too.
Wilder People kid, man. Taika Waititi discovered this guy.
Yeah, he sure did, and I thank him every day for it. I hope this kid really
Yeah.
does something. I like him, kind of.
You think Taika ever let him get a crack at that Rita Ora?
Definitely not. I bet he hasn't talked to him since 2018.
Really? You don't think they keep in touch?
What, do you think directors often just like talk to like the sixth lead of their movie from 5 years ago?
No, but hear me out.
Oh wait, why did I say Taika did Deadpool 2? I meant Hunt for the Wilder People. I don't know why I was thinking the year of Deadpool 2.
Hear me out though. Taika is a Kiwi director,
Yeah.
right? New Zealand. He discovers this kid in New Zealand. Now it's years later. He's directing Thor movies, and the kid is appearing in Deadpool. You don't think they're
You're right. He
crossing
did
paths?
discover him. He did. I guess you're right. He did like that is a big deal.
Yeah.
He left a
I
big.
bet he was involved with getting the kid into the Deadpool 2 auditions.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I mean, was this the last thing that he did? This kid.
I mean, there's like nothing on that kid's filmography between Hunt for the Wilder People and Deadpool 2, and now he's getting a lot of work.
Oh, Godzilla. He was in Godzilla vs. Kong. That was a great
That's
film.
right. One of the worst films.
No, that was better than the other ones.
No, I hated them all.
But this one's better. I mean, Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, don't until we cover it one day. Probably never. We'll never do that.
Dude, I'm not seeing those ever again.
Yeah, fine.
I'm done. I'm done with that franchise. Legendary Pictures monster movies. I'm done. They got me back, you know? I hated that Godzilla movie. I thought Kong Skull Island was kind of throwaway. And then
That's the best one.
and I know it is. And then they called this movie Godzilla versus Kong, and they were like, they got me with the verses.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tricked me.
Like Batman
And-
vs. Superman. They got it the same way.
Yeah. I mean, we knew that was going to be bad, though.
Well-
Just 'cause of Zach.
Which one of those are better? Like, is the Godzilla franchise or King Kong franchise better? Could we do one without the other, or no?
We could probably do King Kong. Like, there's way less King Kong movies than there are Godzilla movies.
Okay. And you did Freddy without Jason or vice versa. So you waited like a whole year between them.
Yeah, that's true. We did do that. Yeah, because I always thought of Freddy versus Jason as more of a Freddy movie than a Jason movie.
Really, I think of it as more of a. Oh, that's actually. I don't know. It's pretty even actually.
I don't know. There's all that dream shit. I just think like dream shit doesn't fit in a Jason movie, so
But
it
it's
feels like a
because
Freddy
of
movie.
Jason. Jason's the catalyst for the whole thing.
But he's just Freddy's arm of destruction.
No, yeah, but he wins. No, I guess he winks at the end. Freddy wins.
He winks at the end, bro. Yeah, Freddy wins.
Fucking Freddy.
They have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So whatever. The Belschnickel is riding them on this tuk-tuk.
It was just like a golf cart.
I don't know. It's a tropical landscape.
Mm-hmm.
And so he opens up another one of these wormholes and dumps the kids through it.
Yeah.
Right?
It was supposed to
And
just be
so-
her, but little Jack was riding along, right?
Right. And then pretty much the entire rest of the movie
Is bullshit. No, just
is
kidding.
just a bunch of fucking bullshit in the North Pole.
Yeah,
I mean, it
you
was
hated
like
it more than I
fucking-
did, I think.
It was like Santa Claus 3: The Escape Clause.
Yeah, well, I haven't really seen that, so I can't really say that.
All right. So, I mean, what do we have? What do we have? Give me some of your highlights.
All right, well, they fucking attack Dasher. Dasher almost fucking dies in this movie, but he doesn't. Don't worry about it.
I thought that was setting up a big Rudolph reveal, but no.
Oh, yeah, I never once thought he was going to show up. I just thought he
I
was
thought
dead.
he was going to show up with his shiny red nose.
No, that'd be good, though. Why have they not done that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe they didn't have the rights to that character. Rudolph. Rankin and Bass owns that one.
Yeah. Can I tell you something that sort of was crazy to me? They play Who Let the Dogs Out in this movie. There's like a needle drop. Who Let the Dogs Out? And you're like, what am I watching?
Oh, I was 100% going to bring that up. That's a song that had, up to this point, I believe, not been heard in a feature film since Beverly Hills Chihuahua. And, I mean, I would never have put Baja Men on my bingo card for any movie coming out in 2020.
Especially not
That is-
the Christmas movie.
Were you alive when... Has Who Let the Dogs Out existed your entire life?
Probably, yeah.
That's wild. I remember the summer of Who Let the Dogs Out, and it was just like we all knew it was horrible, but we all knew it was just we were just gonna be hanging out with it for a couple months. Like it's
I
just
love
like
it.
a silly one-hit wonder that we all thought was fun, but then it's just stuck around for a while. Because like movie studios loved to use it. Anytime there was a dog in anything, you'd get Who Let the Dogs Out on the soundtrack.
Yeah. Is it in Men in Black? Did I make that up?
I feel like it is in one of those.
I think it is too. I think the pug is listening to it.
I believe you're exactly right. The pug is listening to it.
Yeah. Is that pug's name Henry or Hank or something?
No, that's my former co-host.
But I didn't make that up. Right?
It might be Frank.
Frank. Oh,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Hey, I just got a voicemail. I think they found my bags. I lost half of my possessions on the way here.
Really? Anything important?
Yeah, like half my wardrobe and most of my books and shit like
yeah, I
that.
don't need that stuff. Luckily, not your
Yeah, but-
podcast stuff.
No, I kept that with me on my carry-on because I kind of suspected like I'm gonna get fucked over at some point on this
Yeah,
trip.
great job. Great foresight.
Yeah, thank you. But hopefully that's what that voicemail is. Maybe they found my bag.
Yeah.
So the elves dance. They do a choreographed dance to Who Let the Dogs Out,
And that was great.
and that was really great. So, meanwhile, Belschnickel, he's got plans on plans on plans, and a lot of them involve a newly formed species that he's created called jackalotes.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and what those are just ugly cartoons, but what they're supposed to be is a hybrid creature between a jackal and a coyote.
Yeah. They're like hyena monsters. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of close-ups of monsters just like sticking out their tongues and farting in this movie.
Yeah. It's really put you in the mood for Christmas.
Yeah. All right, so then at one point the daughter's sent back to the past with Santa Claus, and we don't know that at first, right?
Right. He puts like a tracking device on them, you think, or something, and they disappear. And you're like, where'd they go? And then they find out they're in the past.
But it was so confusing for me because we don't know it's the past at first, and when we get there, they are immediately at an airport. I don't know why. Why when they're sent back to the past, they're not just in the North Pole in the past. They're at an airport.
It's where I don't know.
All right, and specifically the airport where her dad happens to be stuck on this Christmas.
Well, I think that was like part of the plan.
Why would that would seem to strengthen them?
Well, I think because doesn't she say at one point like, "You planned this?" And he like flicks his nose or something, probably.
Oh, Santa does.
I think so.
Yeah, he does do that move, the nose flick.
He does that a lot in this
like
movie.
that.
Like it's like
well, that's a thing that Santa does.
But in this, it's all
he
over
does
this
it. He
movie.
does it once in the first one.
It's
He
like
does it
6
once in the
times
first
in this
one.
movie. Every time you're
Yeah.
like, "Was that Santa?" You look at Santa and does the little nose flick.
I mean, it is one of those classic moves, though. If you watch like Santa Claus at the end of the
Yeah.
Macy's Day Parade every year, there's only like 4 things he does, right? He like waves to the crowd. He fucking touches his nose. He
Goes
He
down
does
the
a thing-
chimney,
yeah.
eats cookies.
Says ho ho ho.
Well, no, that's fake news.
No, that's true. That is fake news. But I was confused because at the airport, all of the planes,
The
that
Logan
are
International
shown-
Airport, by the way,
is that right?
in Boston. Yep.
Very good. All of the planes at this airport are TWA and Pan Am. And those are 2 airlines that don't exist anymore.
Wow.
So I was like, either this is the past or they weren't allowed to use the names of like modern
Yeah,
airlines.
so.
And so they used a couple that didn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking it was.
By the way, I think I figured out why they are at the airport. I think he says at one point like because they have to perform and the reindeer have to rest, and he's like, "Of course, we're at an airport. That's where they have the lowest Christmas spirit, right?"
Oh, yeah.
So he put
So
him.
you really
put him
He's
there.
like, let me really raise the Christmas spirit in this airport.
Right, so he has to perform that classic song. It's way worse than the second one, by the way. That song.
I was fine with the song. He performs it with the great Darlene Love, who I've seen live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw Bruce Springsteen live, and he brought out Darlene Love for a few songs.
Okay. I'm sure she was
Yeah.
great.
She was. She's an incredible singer. She's got a lot of charisma. She holds that stage real well. Like you love watching her. And so I enjoyed her duetting with Kurt Russell in this.
All right. I brought up Full
It's
House.
not as good a song. It's not as good a song.
Okay, I guess that's my thing. Is like it's not a song I know, but I brought up Full House. There's a Full House episode where they spend Christmas in the airport. Have you seen that episode?
Probably.
It's like an
I've seen every
early
episode. Of Full
episode.
House.
I think it's like an early Aunt Becky episode.
Wow.
I think she'd only been. I think this might be when.
She ends up marrying that dude from the Rippers.
Right. I think this might be the episode where they first get together, where like they first kiss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Mhm.
What a roller coaster their romance was.
I
Like,
love him, to be honest.
When he found out he was Greek. That was exciting. Christmas Cronies are brought to you by Duracell.
Yeah, that's right. They got to find some batteries.
That's the preferred battery brand of the Christmas Crons. And they get some AAA batteries. That's why he starts singing. It's like a distraction from her stealing batteries.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
If it was Easter, it might have been Energizer, right?
That's true, because that would be bunny specific.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Why don't they do more of these Easter Chronicles?
It's not the good cra like sound. Like Christmas
right.
Chronicles.
You're right. What could we do? What's another one like that?
There's not one.
Yeah, it doesn't really work out, huh?
No.
All right. Well, I always thought there should be sequels to Christmas with the Cranks,
Right.
with other holidays.
We've come up
Easter
with Hubie sequels, Hubie Hanukkah, right?
Hubie Hanukkah. You gotta do Hubie Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Adam Sandler.
Right there. It's right there.
He's the king of Hanukkah.
Hubie Halloween, Hubie Hanukkah. I don't know how you don't do it.
It's crazy to me. Hubie Purim, Hubie Suchas.
What's the isn't there a Jewish Halloween? Like a Jewish version of Halloween, kind of?
Yeah, I think there is. I don't remember it.
Well,
I'm not the greatest Jew in the world.
you're not in
Listen,
New York.
I'm
You
here-
don't have to pretend anymore, right?
I know. I'm about the culture. I'm not about the religious holidays.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So she gets advice from her dad, who's flirting with her, and
No, he's
then-
really not. Because when it started, I
is.
actually remembered thinking, I was like,
you listen, guys. Let us know what you think, because I believe they were
No one's gonna side with
strongly
you.
flirting with each other.
I don't think so. When it started, I was actually thinking, because she gets taken by security in like TSA or whatever they call it, like in the airport, and
It's like that movie Unaccompanied Minors.
sure. And so she's put in like security station or whatever, and she meets him there. And I was thinking like, oh, this is like Ferris Bueller, how she like meets Charlie Sheen. He's like the bad boy.
Oh yeah,
And they like hang out in the office or
and
whatever.
it is like that. That's the same vibe.
But then when it started going, I was like, oh, this isn't like that because he's not flirting with her.
I disagree. I felt like that was the vibe. You nailed it right away.
No, I changed my mind watching it. So
Well, you're wrong.
all right.
Your mind was right in the first place. Trust your instincts.
Yeah. I like the kid has a Nerf crossbow. Do you like that? I don't know if it's actually Nerf, but I like that he's running around with that.
It's fine. It made me think of Glass Onion.
With the
With
crossbow.
that fake crossbow thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. The whole thing reminded me of Glass Onion, kind of how like the star lights up the whole thing. How like that
That's the clear.
how clear powers it all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Holy shit, man. That's a good catch. Who's Belschnickel in is that Benoit Blanc?
I think so. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think so. And we've also got Hudson's in all of these. Yeah. Right.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, that's what Kate Hudson. I bet Kate Hudson got offered a role in the second Christmas Chronicles movie, and she was just like, Ryan Johnson wants to work with me. Absolutely not.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Have fun though, Mom.
Yeah, like, sure, make it a real family affair.
That's not her dad though, right? She has a different dad.
Yeah, that's why, like, their last name's Hudson.
Right.
Like,
Great point.
they're a product of Goldie Hawn's, like, first marriage, and then, but, like, they've known Kurt Russell, like, almost their entire life.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how long have they been married? Do we
Like
know that?
50 years or something.
50 years? That's your guess?
It's like 84 or something. I don't know.
You know what? You know what's wild?
What?
They're not married.
They're not married.
Yeah,
Somebody
they've
else
just
is
been
like that.
together
That's, like,
for that
been
long.
together forever, I think.
That's kind of amazing.
I didn't
So
know
yeah,
that.
it looks like Kurt Russell left his previous wife in '83. So that's around the time
Whoa.
he probably hooked up with Goldie.
Yeah. So what is that?
Yeah.
40
He's
years?
with a lady named Season Hubley, who I gotta say is a tasty number.
Yeah. Well, her name's Season. Seasoning, more like.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. He says one of the quotes on IMDb is on why he won't marry Goldie Hawn. He says, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it."
I like that.
You know, I like it too.
Don't put all that pressure on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I did want to read an IMDb review of Christmas Chronicles too. Can I do that?
Yes, of course.
Because the first review I saw was a really positive review, and it was complaining about people that were reviewing the movie poorly because it has an interracial relationship in it.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, is that really happening? And so I looked, and I was able to find many reviews complaining about the interracial.
But not from like real people.
No, from real MAGA
But those aren't real people.
weirdos. Give me a second. I need to find this.
Yeah. Have they not seen anything else? This is like their first movie.
Yes. This is what they want to watch.
Oh my god.
Shit. Oh, here we go. Okay, I found it. This is a review by a fella going by Beethoven.
Yeah. Okay.
Beethoven. He wrote it December 28th, 2020, like a month after this came out. Probably checked it out on Christmas Day and was very upset. Okay. He says the title of the review is politically correct this plague. All right? And he wrote, the awful script was written with only one thing in mind, to be inclusive and politically correct. God forbid. Everything else comes second, like it being interesting and engaging. So mix a fat kid, fat acceptance, a black fiance, BLM, a powerful woman, Santa's wife, and make the man, Santa, look clumsy and ignorant. Feminism. They said like 10 times people should call the North Pole Miss Santa's Village, please. And there you have it. This plague, which destroys good cinema, is here to stay. That's what the world is now.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I agree. It wasn't that good.
I just wanted to let you know that there's people thinking like that in the world.
Yeah, that is crazy. They can't just like watch something.
It's just like this dumbass Christmas movie. Like the only opinion to have about this is, wow, what a shitty movie.
That's
But-
like that was the thing with The Last Jedi too. It was like the whole thing was
He's-
just to be inclusive.
Totally. But they just hone in. Like,
Sorry to
this
bring up Star
movie-
Wars.
this movie would be great, but they had to make the kid fat.
That's a funny. That's I
they had
didn't
to
think
have a
about
black
that.
guy in it, and they had to have a strong female character. I mean, and how strong is Mrs. Claus in this movie? She's handing out cookies.
Oh, I thought you were talking
in
about
the movie.
Katie. I didn't know he was talking about Mrs. Claus.
Oh no, he's talking about Mrs. Claus.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't mind the kid.
She did like design all the buildings. That's pretty cool.
She hands out exploding Christmas cookies that give courage.
That's right. Well, that one doesn't really give courage. It's just a prank.
I guess.
It's like Harry Potter.
Did you notice when Belschnickel took over the North Pole and took down the Veil of Borealis? He like changed the makeup of the whole land. And did you happen to see what was playing at the movie theater?
Yes, Elf.
That was what was playing when Santa was in
Oh
charge.
shit. No.
It switched when Belschnickel was in charge.
Can I
to
guess?
Bad Santa.
Oh, that's great. I didn't even notice that. I was gonna guess
Yeah.
like Baby Driver or something.
No, Bad Santa.
That's cool.
And then at the end of the movie, you see the elves take down that marquee and put back up Elf.
Yeah, I noticed it at the end. Elf.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I thought that was a great moment in cinema history.
Glad it wasn't just Netflix movies that they had up there.
Yeah.
Like the Christmas Switch. That's one, right?
What's that one?
Is that Vanessa Hudgens?
Oh.
Is she? Or is that no? That's the Princess Switch. What's like the Christmas? I don't know. I'm not gonna look it
Well,
up.
maybe they sequelized Princess
I think
Switch
Princess
as Christmas
Switch is. There are. I think all three of them are Christmas movies, though. We can do it next year.
Yeah, we'll cover that next year.
Yeah.
I feel like we covered everything I've like been putting off for a few years this year. So next year,
Yeah,
we
like
can go
horror. I
nuts.
feel like there's still so many more. Like even we haven't even thought of. But Christmas, I feel like there aren't that many franchises.
You know what we should do one Christmas is an all horror Christmas where we cover like Silent Night, Deadly Night, and
Black Christmas.
yeah. Well,
Those are only remakes.
those are all
though?
remakes, yeah. And there's no sequel to Christmas Evil, and that's a great movie. Yeah, I guess it's not as franchise heavy as I want it to be. The holiday one.
Well, there is that A Christmas Story. Aren't there a bunch of those? There's like 3 of those.
Well, that's not horror.
Right, but that's a Christmas thing we could do next year.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of Christmas movies we could still do. I wish the horror ones had sequels because
There's no Krampus too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But there are like a bunch
there's-
of Krampus type movies.
I know. I'm surprised Krampus didn't show up in this.
Really? That shocked you?
Yeah,
I never once
it's-
thought of Krampus.
You never thought of Rudolph either.
No, I did. I thought it was weird they didn't have. They only had 8 reindeer, and how like
Alright.
Dasher was the main guy.
Yeah, yeah. Comet was heavily featured too.
And the first one, because it made me think of Full House, of course, because their dog's
Yeah,
name is
the
Comet.
dog. I know. God, you love Full House.
I fucking love Full House. My
that
favorite
show is done by the time you were born.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Probably just ended. Probably years before. A couple years.
couple of years. Yeah, I think it ended
95
in
probably.
'95.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The last episode is that horse amnesia episode.
It's a part 2 episode.
That's right. Two-parter, baby. Will Michelle get her memory back?
Will she die? You leave part 1 thinking she's dead. What are they gonna do?
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, Belschnickel, the villain of this, he was an elf.
Right. He disobeyed the elves, the ELVES, right?
And apparently when you're a bad elf, you're punished by becoming a human. Which seems weird to me. Put him on a level with Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Punished, you're promoted.
Yeah, you're promoted to Santa
Human
Claus level.
status.
Yeah. So I thought
Pinocchio wanted to be a real boy. This guy's like, fuck all that noise. I want to be a elf.
did you think at all that Belschnickel might take a crack at Mrs. Claus?
That never once crossed my mind.
It crossed my mind a few times.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
What? Why?
You think
You
the
act like
kids
I'm
are flirting with each other? You
They
think,
are.
You think Belschnickel's gonna
There
get
was some
with-
tension.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
You gotta watch these movies closer.
I watched it very closely.
All right, so he turns into a human. That's why when we meet him, he looks like the Hunt for the Wilder People kid. But then at the end of the movie, he like gets convinced by Santa, like, "Yo, we loved you. You were like a fucking killer elf. Why don't you just come back and elf it up?"
I like by the way when they're looking through the books and the girl's like, I recognize that guy, and he's got like the long hair and like the backwards cap, and he looks like that kid, but as an elf. I like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is weird that like you get to see the Hunt for the Wilder People kid in this movie animated as an elf.
Yeah, no, it's really crazy. I bet that'd be really cool though, to be like, yeah, I have myself animated as an elf in a movie. I would kind of like that.
Yeah, I guess. Man, how old is this kid? He's trying to get laid yet?
It's probably like 16.
Yeah, he is then. Maybe you don't want to be an elf then. So,
Born 2002. He's 20 years old.
20 years old.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
as of October this year.
He's fucked. The kid from Hunt for the Wilder People is fucked by now.
Yeah, a lot probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in movies.
Yeah, more.
All he
times
has to
than
do
me.
is like show up at a bar and go like, "I was in Deadpool too."
Hello, I was in Deadpool too. No, that's a terrible Australian accent. How do Australian people talk?
He's probably got pictures
Oi.
of himself with Ryan Reynolds on
They
his
say-
phone.
they say
He
oi,
just
right?
shows that to ladies. Oi. Yeah, I guess they
Oi.
say oi.
My
Oi,
friend
day.
Tyker. My friend Tyker. He's hanging out in the bush. You wanna go hang out later? That's pretty good, right?
That was actually
Way
that
better than the
wasn't
first
bad.
time I tried.
Yeah.
You know,
That
Hannah
sounded-
Baker is Australian.
Who's that?
She was in Knives Out. She's the girl in Knives Out from 13 Reasons Why.
Oh,
She's Australian.
Whiskey?
That actor. No, that's Outer Banks.
Wait. So who
From
are
the
we
first
talking about?
movie, from Knives Out. You're thinking of Glass Onion. That's the girl from.
Oh.
That's Batista's girlfriend. The
Wait,
first
so
one,
who is
Toni
this?
Collette's daughter. She's like friends with Martha. She calls her on the phone. She's like kind of friends with her.
Catherine Langford.
Right. She is Australian. You know that.
I didn't know
So
that.
keep that in mind going forward.
Hey, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Good accent, bro.
She's sort of like it waxes and wanes in 13 Reasons Why.
Oh,
though.
well, yeah, I guess if you spend more time with her. She only had a few lines to focus on in Knives Out.
Yeah. Right.
All right, what else you got on this movie?
They all spend a really long time singing "O Christmas Tree" at the end. It's like 5 minutes long, right?
That's a beautiful moment, though.
But it's really long. Like
But
it
it's
even
a
like goes to
beautiful-
black and then comes back and they're still
Listen to me.
singing. It's like Lord
Listen
of
to
the
me,
Rings.
though. When they are on that beach, all lined up as a family with Tyrese involved and the son and both kids, and they're singing their dead dad's favorite song. Listen, that's the most beautiful moment of the movie.
A little too interracial, if you ask me. I'm just kidding.
Fucking
everybody.
this plague political correctness.
Yeah, it's a nice moment.
It's sweet. It reminded me of Mia having her rapturous reaction to "Oh Holy Night." And
I kind of like this more
I like this more too, I think.
because that one wasn't meant to be serious, but was actually stupid.
How dare you? Mia has one flashback cameo in the
Really, she's in the show. That's
she
great.
has one flashback cameo, yeah.
With Morris, they together.
Yeah, with
sure, she's with
Mars.
everybody, right?
No, actually it's a one-on-one with her and Mars Chestnut.
Okay, well, I kind of like that.
Yeah. And but we'll talk more about Best Man, the final chapters. I've got a lot to say.
Yeah, we probably won't though.
We will. We're doing an episode on it. Terrence Howard's character had a heart attack.
Oh my god! I mean, I won't watch it that far.
All right. I mean, that's all I got.
What do
This is
you-
a
what do you
one.
give it?
This is an insanely bad movie.
Yeah, but I kind of want to give it a 2, but I won't.
No, it's a fucking one. And Christopher Columbus, Chris Columbus, he's a menace. He's a fucking menace. I can't believe this is a professional director. It seems to me that in this sequel, they have more money, like a bigger budget. They have more time. They have a better, like, they have a cast of people who are actual actors. And, like, somehow it's so much worse than the first movie.
Well,
And it's directly because of Chris Columbus. Chris Columbus has completely fucking lost it. The guy has nothing left. He can't direct a fucking lick. I don't know if he has brain damage like Jeff Probst or something, but like something has happened to this man, and you got to keep him the fuck away from directors' chairs.
yeah, no, I can't disagree. Him LVP, Chris Columbus.
He's the LVP, yeah.
You kind of like pick and choose when you can go with directors.
But I only go with directors when they are actively making a movie worse. And it's clear, like Christmas Chronicles 1 showed that there's a way to make a perfectly watchable movie out of this bullshit.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the second one is not watchable.
I thought it was kind of watchable.
I disagree.
I thought that one little kid was pretty good in the airport. Like that whole thing, you thought they were gonna like. I did not think that at all, and I thought that part was actually pretty good. And the whole brother plot, how he didn't want to go.
What brother plot? He's He's
I
left behind to
That's
get
what I liked
BJ's on the
about it.
beach.
How he wanted to just stay with her and not be involved. And the end, how he didn't freak out and like get dumped by the girl. I was kind of into that too. I don't know.
He's just like a well-adjusted kid now.
Yeah, which is good. They could have made him stupid again and like annoying, but they didn't.
I guess.
Great choice.
But then you're just stuck with the fucking daughter the whole movie. And this daughter sucks. I hope I never see her in other stuff.
Yeah, she's not good. And I thought Belschnickel was pretty good. I thought it's a good name too. I like that name, Belschnickel.
It's actually Bell Snickle, but I like to pronounce it.
I know.
With the
I
extra
said it.
sh.
I said it that way earlier, and then you said Schnickel. So
Yeah, I consistently say Schnickel. It's not really a choice I'm making. I just can't pronounce it any other way.
okay. Well, I thought he was pretty good. I thought he looked like he was having a good time.
I
totally
thought
hate
so
it.
too. No, I fucking hated this, dude. Like this was hard to watch for me. This is one of the worst movies I watched on the show in a while.
It's also 10 minutes longer than the first one.
Yeah. Well, that's just sequels now. Knives Out 2 is 10 minutes longer than the first one.
Yeah.
Every sequel has to be just like bigger,
Well, they had to explain
better,
how they were
faster,
friends.
more.
Instead of
Fucking
being in, like,
lame.
this is a family, right?
Yeah, just for once, I would love to see like a 2-hour movie with a 90-minute sequel. And you know why that movie's 90 minutes? Because there's less story to tell.
You watch
The
Creep?
essential part of the story was in the fucking first one.
I feel like Creep is both of them are like 85 minutes or some shit like that.
Well, we're going to cover that soon.
Yeah, but not next week. Oh, I guess we should finish this week. Yo,
Well,
Creep 2 is an hour and 18 minutes.
That rules.
Creep 1 an hour 17. Oh my god. That's my favorite franchise of all time. That's awesome. I had no idea about that. I'll give it 1 because it's too long. The music part sucks. All the elves suck. There's like a million elves. Whatever. My MVP. I'm gonna go with. What do? Go Kurt Russell again?
I was gonna go Tyrese.
No, he's really bad. I thought I can't go with him. I like seeing him.
good.
He sings well, right?
Yeah.
Great job. I'm gonna go Kurt Russell. And LVP, I agree.
How
with you,
about
Chris Columbus.
wait? I have a couple more. How about? Did you notice Malcolm McDowell is the voice of Haken, the original elf?
No,
Well, that was exciting.
I thought it had to be somebody famous though.
Yeah, it was the dude from Clockwork Orange.
Should have been Harrison Ford.
Nah, he's too busy hanging out with a cartoon dog around this time.
Oh yeah.
And now he's too busy hanging out with the cast of Yellowstone.
He's making Indiana Jones right now, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's done filming actually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's coming out next year. All right, so that's Christmas Crowns. We're done with Christmas now for
Yes.
another year. Next year we'll get back in the fucking spirit. We'll talk about way more of these movies about Christians celebrating the birth
Maybe-
of Jesus, even though I think Jesus was actually born in like September.
Maybe we'll even have like a new franchise that comes out with like a Christmas version, right?
Yeah.
That could be kind of cool.
It's also an underreported story that your Lord and Savior is a Jew.
Mine?
Yeah, Jesus.
Do you act like I'm like a big like some nut about?
Yeah, you're
Jesus
right. I
or
mean,
something?
but like,
what do I care?
all you fuckers that are out there on like going to service the night before Christmas to like worship that
I've been to church since I
fucker,
was like 9 years old.
that's
DJ.
one of my guys, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like a fucking Middle Eastern Jew. So why don't you put your white people shit away and fuck off?
All right. So anyway, what are we doing next?
You tell me.
I'm quizzing you. You don't know?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, we're doing. What do they call this? They call this the Mexico trilogy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're kicking off the new year with the I guess it's the mariachi trilogy. People call it. But this was a request actually from our good friend Aaron Holcomb, longtime listener of the podcast, and he participated in our fantasy baseball league this year, which I did very well in, but he won. And so we let him have a pick, and this is what he wanted: the mariachi trilogy. And I'm totally cool with it because I like these movies. So next week, I mean, there's 3 of them. How do you want to divide it?
Yeah. Well, I think because Antonio Banderas, all right, Puss in Boots.
Yeah,
himself.
Puss in Boots himself.
He's in the second 2. So I think we should do the first one and then the second 2. But I mean, we have a bunch of time. Should we just like do the first one at like Saturday or something, and then just like do the other one too?
No, stop it.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
We'll do bonus episodes and shit, but I still want to do just one franchise episode a week if that's cool.
I feel like we could cover so much more ground though.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, El Mariachi's only an hour and 21 minutes. Maybe we
You
should
wanna
just
spend
do
2
all
weeks on
3
this?
in one.
You want to do all 3 in one?
Yeah, let's just do all 3 in
How
one.
long are the other ones? Are they long?
Desperados, hour 44. Once Upon a Time in Mexico's hour
Sounds
42.
long.
Not bad.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
All right,
what
so
do you
all
think?
3 mariachi movies next week here on the franchise.
All right. Sounds good. And those are Robert Rodriguez, right?
Those are all Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, that's how he got his start.
So that's exciting. You already did Spy Kids. You already did what else? Not Machete. Shark Boy and
No.
Lava Girl. We did on We Love Kids movies.
We got to do Sin City at some point.
Sin City. I feel like he has another one. Right?
Another franchise?
Yeah.
Well, we could do Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh right. Didn't you guys do that sequel on We Love Kids movies too?
Yeah, but
We Can Be Heroes.
Yeah, but we still owe it, I think, for...
Is Grindhouse a sequel?
No, come on. Grindhouse sets up Machete, though, so if we cover Machete, we can watch Grindhouse, technically.
Oh, Grindhouse just has like other things in it.
It has a trailer for it.
Oh, that's like Death Proof and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. All right. Well, that's exciting. I've never seen any of these. What about you?
I've seen them all.
And you like them or what?
Yeah, I like all 3 of them. I think probably the middle one's my favorite.
Desperado.
Yeah, but all 3 are pretty good. And you get to see dumb old Johnny Depp in the 3rd one, so that was fun.
Is he Mexican?
I don't remember. I hope not.
I hope so. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
All
I think
right.
that's all his franchises. The Faculty. God, why didn't they ever make a sequel to that? Oh, no. From Dusk Till Dawn has a shit ton of direct-to-video sequels.
All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Robert Rodriguez, we still got a lot more to go with this fella. Next week, though, 3 mariachi movies will be fun.
Yes. I hope you guys enjoyed Christmas. I had a good time, right?
Yep.